Or maybe. These were quite big. Oh, look.
Oh, wow.
So we can go right up next
Yeah,
to them.
yeah.
Again, I don't know why.
Now we know.
10 to 5.
Mm.
Okay, thank you. This would be a nice day for like a...
Cute.
Red that can go with those cheese scones.
Oh, cheese scones. So it's cute. Mini.
Yeah, they've been shaved recently too. Because I think I've taken either... Oh, look at those big rocks.
Oh,
Wait,
they're
did you see
big
those
ones.
already? No, we came that way.
Yeah.
Okay, nobody's coming. Well, there were Maybe it's.
Yes, certainly in the next gallery. What it was like really over 150 years with this.
And the books, all the books of various ages, I guess.
Yeah, right through from the very first books on. I'm going to look things up as well, but
I think it's. Made sausage rolls, pies, quiche, pasties.
Have a look.
I think it's one check week.
Do you want me to hold it for you? Okay. I'm happy with it.
But at least you're not.
Very cute.
Very, very cute.
I mean, even if it come this way.
Scene. So, all looks quite similar. I think. Yeah. Yeah, very fat.
Oh, there's more over here.
Yeah.
one on the end on the left here for you.
on
Yes.
the left.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Oh, they must do like. Oh, look, it's set up for a wedding.
Oh, nice.
What are we number? Actually, you know what? I should take some pictures too.
Yeah, while it's green.
Okay, so this is just ironing board. What?
I mean, one shower
Oh.
or bath. Mm-hmm. No, yeah. Left side is okay.